Good morning. Please remain standing. Otherwise, you won't be able to see our wonderful graduates. My name is John Halpin, and for 10 years, I've had the privilege of being the Director General of John Abbott College. Bonjour et bienvenue à notre beau collège. Je dois vous dire que à tous les années, cette cérémonie vient me toucher au cœur. Je suis certain qu'on va avoir de très beaux moments. I will begin with our land acknowledgement. At John Abbott College, we acknowledge that we are on unceded indigenous lands of the traditional territory of both the Kanien'kehá:ka, Mohawk, and the Anishinaabe, Algonquin peoples. We are grateful for the opportunity to gather here, and we thank the many generations of people who have taken care of this land and these waters. Tiohtià:ke, Montreal, is historically known as a gathering place for diverse nations. Thus, we recognize and deeply appreciate the historic and ongoing Indigenous connections to and presence on these lands and waters. We also recognize the contributions Métis, Inuit, and other Indigenous peoples have made in the shaping and strengthening of our communities. Together as a diverse college community, we commit to building a sincere relationship with Indigenous peoples based on respect, dignity, trust, and cooperation in the process of advancing truth and reconciliation. I would like now to invite one of our nursing students, Sophia Denise Gurea, to sing our national anthem.
Terre de nos aïeux, ton front est ceint de fleurs en glorieux, car ton bras s'est porté l'épée, il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God, keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Please be seated. Thank you, Sophia, for that wonderful interpretation. I think they might need you in Edmonton tonight. On behalf of John Abbott College and Mr. Stéphane Selim, Chair of our Board of Governors, we wish you all a warm welcome. Welcome to all of our special guests that are here on the dais. I also want to thank all the families of these graduates who supported them through the past years. Merci à toutes les familles de nos diplômés qui les ont supportés durant leur parcours et qui continueront de les supporter. I also need to offer a special thank you to our faculty and all the employees of John Abbott College who worked tirelessly to help these students reach tonight's milestone. So thank you to our staff. Now, today is about our 2024 graduates. Congratulations. You made it to this beautiful milestone. Let's take a moment just to think back 2, 3, some of you 4 years ago. You arrived here at this beautiful campus. You didn't know what college would be like. You might have been worried because some of your friends decided to go to a lower quality Cégep. You were probably nervous, but my guess is that you were also probably full of hope. Now, bang, just like that, you're here today for your graduation. It goes fast. Ça passe vite. Most of you will be moving on to university or to a new job. And again, like when you arrived, you're probably full of hope. Full of hope that your new job or your university studies will allow you to fulfill your dreams. Full of hope that you will continue to be successful as successful as you have been here at John Abbott. My simple message to you is, please, hang on to that hope. The American author Barbara Kingsolver once wrote, I should turn the page properly, the very least you can do in life is to figure out what hope you have. And the most you can do is to live inside that hope. Not admire it from a distance, but to live right in it, under its roof. So as I look at you graduates today, you give hope to the whole John Abbott community. You give us hope that the future can and will be better. In a troubled world, you are the proof that good things can and do happen. So go out there and make this world a better place. And again, hang on to that hope, because as the author Fyodor Dostoevsky says, to live without hope is to cease to live. So sadly, you are leaving us today, but remember, come back. Come back and visit us. You're part of the Jack family. You are alumni. One of the greatest rewards you can give to our employees, our faculty, our staff, is to tell them how you're doing and what successes you're having. Let us know how your life is going. À notre classe de gradués 2024, je vous dis félicitations. S'il vous plaît, revenez nous voir. Et aussi, je vous dis merci. Merci de nous aider ce soir, ou ce matin, à être plein d'espoir. I would like now to officially open the 48th convocation of John Abbott College, and I invite to the podium the chair of our academic council from our chemistry department and master of ceremonies for this convocation, Dr. Suzanne Black.
So good morning. I get to start with some of the housekeeping items. So we ask your kind consideration in respecting the convocation traditions. Please turn off your cell phones and other electronic devices. Be here in the moment. The graduates who are approaching the stage by their programs. You can find the order of programs listed in the convocation booklet. When taking photographs, please be sensitive to others and do not linger in the aisle. Return to your seat after taking the photograph. Graduates, please return to your seat after receiving your diploma and remain in your seat until the ceremony is over. And we ask that, at the end of the ceremony, all guests remain at their seats until the recessional has ended. And should the fire alarm sound, evacuate the premises immediately using the nearest exit, which may be behind you. And now I have the pleasure of introducing our academic marshals. So I'm going to ask you to please stand as I call your name and remain standing until all of the marshals have been introduced. So we have David Campo from Academic Advising, who will also be calling names today. Daniela Cervete from the Director General's Office. Shannon Coulter-Lowe from Student Services. Sharif Darwish from Biology Department. Valerie Desprez from Academic Advising and our head marshal. Roxanne Dupuis, coordinator for Housing Services. Laura Jenkins from Academic Success Center. Frank Lavasco from the Mathematics Department, attending his 50th convocation service. Jordan Martel, Assistant Manager for Housing Services. Cynthia McIntosh from the Academic Advising Department. Simon Ruffley from Academic Advising. Mary Rupnick from Academic Advising. Kelly Sudia from Academic Advising. Samantha Sabot from Academic Advising. And Dr. Anna Woodrow from Humanities, Philosophy, and Religion Department. Thank you. You may be seated. And now for the dais. Again, please stand as I introduce you and remain standing until everyone has been introduced. Avery LaRose, Coordinator of Liberal Arts Program. Veronica Horlick, Co-Chair of the Visual Arts Program. Murdag Haig, Co-Coordinator, Arts, Literature, and Communication Program. Angela Vella, Co-Chair of Language, Literature, and Culture Department. Michael Foy, representing the Psychology Department. Bruce Tracy, Coordinator, Arts and Sciences Program. Karim Jaffer, Coordinator for Honor Science Program. Dr. Sean Hughes, Coordinator of the Science Program. Julian Sheree, Coordinator of the Double Deck Program. And Maggie Mimari, Coordinator of the Social Science Program. Dr. Jennifer McDermott, representing the English Department. Hisham Taflati, representing Humanities, Philosophy, and Religion Department. Dr. Robin Seller, Chair of Anthropology Department. Dr. Richard Leveille, Co-Chair of Geosciences Department. Dr. Fiona Tomszewski, Chair of History, Economics, and Political Science Department. Dr. Beth Acton, Chair of the Biology Department. Dr. Emily Berube, Chair of the Chemistry Department. Rhoda Salazzo, Co-Chair of the Mathematics Department. Dr. Brian Larad, Co-Chair of the Physics Department. Laura Pfeiffer, Chair of Physical Education, Health, and Nutrition Department. Amelia Callan, representing Département Français. Dr. Roberta Shalarova, Dean of Science and Related Technologies. Kim Martin, Dean of Indigenous Education. Teresa Bergello, Academic Dean. Francis Donald, our guest speaker. Stefan Salem, Chair of the Board of Governors. John Halpin, Director General. Dr. Douglas Brown, Dean of Pedagogical Development and Innovation. And Dennis Wade, Director of Student Services. Thank you. You may be seated. I'm pleased to introduce to you Patricia Wishtek, this year's salutatorian. Patricia is a graduate of the Social Science Program with an overall average of 94.45%. Patricia was a member of Cégep Congress, a member of the Model UN Club, a note taker and peer tutor for the Methodology Department, and this year's Cégep VP External. Patricia is described as being someone who clearly makes the most out of what life has to offer. In her 2 years at John Abbott, she has become an important part of the college community, getting involved with various clubs, groups, and initiatives. Despite often being busy with various commitments, she maintains a warm and friendly nature. Academically, she is an outstanding student who seeks a deep understanding of material, which sometimes challenges her teachers to make sure they can answer all of her questions. She is insightful and reflective. She'll be receiving the Social Science Program Award. Patricia will be pursuing her studies in Montreal, where she'll be studying law. I now invite Patricia to come forward and deliver the salutatory address.
Oh my God, so many people. Okay. Okay, so good morning, friends, family, faculty, alumni, and most importantly, the class of 2024. Congratulations, we did it. Woo! My name is Patricia Wishtek, and for the many people who have butchered my name over the last 2 years, I forgive you. You as well. I'm so honored to be here speaking on behalf of the graduate class and to celebrate this exceptional accomplishment we've made. As we stand on the edge of a new chapter in our lives, it is easy to get swept away by thoughts of the future. However, I want to take this moment to think about something equally important, the present. We live in a world that is always looking forward, where future achievements often measure success. Yet there is immense value in appreciating where we are right now. We are at our college graduation. Can you believe that? Take a deep breath, look around, and appreciate the here and now. Our time in college has taught us many things, but most importantly, that life is happening right now. The friendship we forged, the knowledge we have gained, and the memories we have created are all part of the present now. As I was getting ready this morning and practicing my speech in my room, it abruptly hit me that it was over. I suddenly missed having to wake up for an 8:30 a.m. class, procrastinating for an assignment due at 11:59, studying with my infinite index cards, and getting a notification that my class was canceled as I entered that class. Even though I was at John Abbott for a short 2 years, it still feels as though I was here for longer. My time here was filled with so many memories in such little time. I still remember my first day at Abbott. I recall coming back from vacation and being so confused. I hadn't attended orientation because I thought that I didn't have to. Spoiler alert, I did. On my first day, I was late to every single class. I couldn't figure out the numbers, the letters, and why there were so many buildings in this school. So if there are any upcoming Abbott students in the crowd right now, please go to convocation. Nonetheless, as time moved on, I had John Abbott College memorized from head to toe. I even remember being 6 years old and coming to summer camp here and wanting to be a student here, and just like that, it's already over. John Abbott College was my second home for 2 years. Not only did I come to school every day and have meetings after class that would sometimes be longer than they should be, but I also worked at the John Abbott sports desk. There were even times that I was here 7 days a week. So it's hard to say goodbye to this chapter because I'll be saying goodbye to lifelong friends, teachers, the hilarious man in the cafeteria who made our burritos, staff members, and coworkers. My time at John Abbott will forever be known as one of the best 2 years of my life. This wouldn't have been possible without some truly remarkable individuals who I'd like to thank. My parents, over there, for always being there for me and putting up with my teenage angst. Mom and Dad, you deserve a medal or at least a really long vacation. My sister for annoying me any chance she got when I was doing my homework, but it's okay because she gave me a little break. Xav for being my biggest supporter. My teacher and other faculty members for looking out for me. My friends for making dull moments so much brighter. And finally, me. We don't usually acknowledge ourselves and realize how much we have grown and changed. So I'd like to give a tribute to my younger self. She put forth the goal for me to be successful in everything I do and set the foundation for who I am today. If I can only go back and tell her how much we have accomplished despite all the hardship, I know she'd be proud. I can only imagine the beaming smile she would have given me when I told her that I would be speaking in front of my graduating class at convocation. So I ask you to reminisce on your younger self. Remember the kid who just started elementary, full of dreams, nervous, and excited? The one who thought that college graduation was a lifetime away? Picture that younger version of yourself and think about how much you've grown, overcome, and achieved. Wouldn't that younger version be proud of you? I think so. As kids, we dream big, but as time went on, the dreams kept getting smaller and smaller because we thought that our dreams didn't matter anymore. I'm here to tell you that they do. Let us not allow the pressures of adulthood diminish our aspirations. I implore you to never stop dreaming and live your dream to the fullest. Now on that note, I would like to leave you with one last cheesy final quote that my family and I stand by. Eventually, all things fall into place, but until then, laugh at the confusion, live for the moment, and know that everything happens for a reason. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2024.
Thank you, Patricia. No last name. And so now I'd like to call on our academic dean, Teresa Bergello, to introduce our guest speaker.
Good morning, everyone. I'm honored to be the one to introduce our guest speaker. Frances Donald graduated from the Honors Social Science with Math program here at John Abbott College in the spring of 2005. Her academic achievements were complemented by an active role in the governance of the college through her participation in Cégep, John Abbott's student union. Frances was the president of Cégep for the 2004-2005 academic year and represented the students as a member of a remarkable number of college committees. Some of the following: Academic Council, social science, policy on student conduct and discipline procedures, code of values, administration, faculty congress, leadership, staff code of conduct, campus daycare. Added to her time spent studying and contributing in several committees, Frances was also captain of the cheerleading team, which won the silver medal at the 2004 provincial championships. Frances earned her BA Honors Economics from Queen's University in 2008, followed by a master's degree in economics from New York University in 2010. While in graduate school, she gave some thought to a teaching career, but ultimately chose the business world. Here she enjoyed considerable success. Avant son mandat à l'Université de New York, Frances a travaillé en tant qu'analyste de recherche pour la Banque du Canada. Après son diplôme, elle a occupé des postes dans plusieurs institutions financières de premier plan avant de rejoindre Manuvie en 2016 en tant qu'économiste senior. 2 ans plus tard, Frances est devenue responsable de la stratégie macroéconomique. En 2019, à l'âge de 33 ans, elle est nommée économiste en chef, la plus jeune au Canada et l'une des 2 seules femmes à occuper ce poste. Today, Frances is Global Chief Economist and Strategist at Manulife Investment Management. In this role, Frances leads the firm's macroeconomic forecasting and research efforts. She's a highly sought-after market commentator and can often be seen on financial networks such as CNBC, Fox Business News, and Bloomberg. When she was appointed to her current role in 2019, Frances became the youngest chief economist in Canada. In that same year, Frances was named as one of Canada's most powerful women by the Women's Executive Network. Prior to joining Manulife, Frances worked as a financial economist for Scotiabank in Toronto. Earlier in her career, she held various positions at Pavilion Global Markets, Deloitte, Rubini Global Economics, and Bank of Canada. Frances now lives in Montreal with her artist husband, 2 boys, and a French bulldog named Louis. Please join me in welcoming Frances.
Thank you, Dean Bordello. Oh, this is a really big honor. Congratulations to the class of 2024. Félicitations. Round of applause. Okay, so I'm going to confess something. Like every month, I talk to CEOs and world leaders and prime ministers and heads of everything, and I go on TV. I have never been more nervous than I am right now. My heart is racing. This is a really intimidating crowd. So I'm trying to figure out why I'm so nervous. It could be because today's theme is dream big. And I'm an economist. I'm good with numbers and data and facts and figures. I've never really been much of a dreamer. Actually, if I think back to 20 years ago when I was sitting right here, I could never have dreamed up what I would end up doing next. And when my parents, who also met a John Abbott and sat right here but 50 years ago, were sitting, they would never have dreamed what the world was going to deliver for them. My parents 50 years ago would never have known the inventions that were coming next for them. They would have never imagined that we would have smartphones, email, GPS, wind turbines. Who came up with that one? ATMs, that's relatively new. Can you believe it? Some of you in the crowd, I see you. You know they're new. In the back rows. Widespread access to birth control turns out to be one of the most important economic developments. No one talks about that. That wasn't around 50 years ago. How about barcodes? New. They would never have imagined it. They would never have imagined, and I didn't imagine, even 20 years ago, the amount of economic and social progress that our world would produce. We wouldn't have seen the significant advancements in human rights, major progress in LGBTQ plus rights worldwide. You know, Canada only legalized same-sex marriage the year I graduated from John Abbott College. It was the 4th country in the world to do that. Today, 80% of Canadians now support same-sex marriage, which means 20% don't. There's work to do. Gender equality has massively improved. I would never have imagined how far we would come. In 2015, we saw a historic number of women elected to the House of Commons. 30% of our members of Parliament are now women. When I graduated from John Abbott, I should have expected to earn 20% less than a man for exactly the same job, known as the gender wage gap. Today, that number is 13%. Improvement, but still some ways to go. We would never have imagined, we could never have dreamed big about the public health improvements that we would see. Our odds of getting major diseases like malaria or HIV, tuberculosis, the lowest ever. You are less likely to die in childbirth than you ever have. You no longer have to worry about breathing in secondhand smoke. Just as an aside, when I was here and you went to Annie's, you could still smoke, and I would come home and my mom would be like, "Where were you? You smell like cigarette smoke." I would not tell her I was at Annie's. We have woken up to the needs to protect our environment. In Canada, 12% of our land is now designated a protected area, and Canada has committed to achieving net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. I could never have dreamed that. And yet, nobody would have hoped to dream big about some very big challenges that are still facing our world. Problems that, as an economist, as a Canadian, as a mother to 2 boys, they weigh on me. Climate. Despite significantly more awareness about our efforts to improve climate change, Canada is still facing the most frequent and severe climate events that we have seen in our lifetimes: wildfires, floods, heat waves. In 2021, we saw the highest temperatures on record in places like British Columbia. What about income inequality? In Canada, the rich are getting richer. The top 1% of earners continue to see their incomes grow. Food insecurity is on the rise. 1 in 7 Canadians is food insecure. Housing affordability. When I graduated in this room 20 years ago, the average price for a home was $163,000. Today it's $760,000. That should weigh on all of you in the front row. What about mental health? COVID-19 pandemic worsened a growing trend. 40% of Canadians now describe their mental health as worsening. Nursing shortages, teacher shortages, doctor shortages, and we clearly have a very long way to go on Indigenous, LGBTQ, and women's rights, which I fear, if we do not completely dedicate ourselves to, have the risk of sliding backwards, as we see in the US. So I worried that if I stood up here and I thought about the world, that it wasn't fair to ask you to dream big in a world that sometimes feels very out of our control, out of our power, when things are moving so fast we can't grasp onto them, and yet another times moving too slow and we need them to go faster. And then I remembered that the greatest changes in our world are the culmination of small and big moments where people chose to reject the status quo. Those who chose to consider their place in the world and the change they could make, both small, someone's mood, or big, a whole Bill of Rights. Remember that women gained their right to vote by getting louder. Canada's Indigenous rights movement rejected the status quo. It led to improvements since the 2008 Truth and Reconciliation Commission. It was a single woman, Tarana Burke, who in the US began using the phrase "me too" and started a movement. What about in Canada? Terry Fox, he said, "I'm not okay with the state of cancer research." He raised $800 million to improve. Michaëlle Jean, the first Black Governor General of Canada, who made significant advancements for education, women's rights, and youth empowerment globally. David Suzuki, the environmental activist, instrumental in raising public awareness. Success to me has never been about a title or whether you have a Wikipedia page or not. It has been about the change that you can create around you. And I gotta tell you, I have seen John Abbott graduates make change. Just like you, I sat in this room and my friends graduating before, during, and after have gone in to do incredible things. These are real John Abbott College graduates. I thought about them We have John Abbott graduates who are neurosurgeons who save lives every day in downtown Montreal. Members of parliament who change policy. We got some NFL players, some CFL players, some soccer players. I know architects who graduated in this room who went on to solve and address housing affordability. The nurse that delivered my baby at Lakeshore Hospital. Junior baseball coaches who rise up their communities, unite their communities. Art teachers who inspire the next generation to see the beauty in the world. Flight attendants who hold the hands of those who are nervous. The best stay-at-home dad I've ever seen. That's my husband, I had to say. And lifelong friends that have always been one call away whenever I needed them for the last 20 years. So how did all these people, from big names to quieter names, make change? Well, I'm not sure there's one magic bullet, but there are things that have worked for me, a recipe that I've put together. It has 3 parts. I'll share it with you. Number 1, I want you to make yourself bigger, even when it's uncomfortable, especially when it's uncomfortable, and especially if you're a minority or a woman. For too long, we've been told to make ourselves smaller, more invisible, quiet down. And I gotta tell you, it's not easy. I'm on TV every week. There's not a single day that I do that when my stomach is not in knots and I am terrified. I have never walked into a boardroom and felt like I deserved to be there. So I make myself big. You need to be seen. You deserve to be seen. Make yourself big. Part 2 of the recipe. Ask questions. Invite yourself to every conversation. I have a TED Talk on this. It's like, doesn't have a lot of clicks, so if you want to go check that out and just raise my, that would be really helpful. Here's the short version. We have a habit in this world of feeling like the ones in the rooms, the bosses, the leaders, are smarter than we are. This is almost never the case. I've been in the rooms. There is a tendency among those in charge to exclude us by using fancy jargon, hiding behind degrees and titles. I guarantee you there is virtually no concept or topic that you can't understand when you invite yourself to the conversation. This also goes for the back rows, not just the graduates today. My grandfather used to say that every interaction with anybody, from a mechanic to a professor, was an opportunity to learn something new, even if that something new is that, well, you didn't really like that person. Part 3, I might get in trouble for this one. Get a little mad. Too much anger, destructive, but a little bit of fire helps you offset the nerves, the fear, the self-doubt, gives you purpose. A little bit of fire in your belly can do great things. So beyond the job titles, which I assure you will matter way less than you believe, when you leave here today, a graduate of John Abbott College, you have all the tools that you need to continue our John Abbott tradition of strong, kind, inquisitive change makers, from the largest and loudest to the quietest. So actually, as I'm standing here, I think I know I'm so nervous. It's because the CEOs and the global heads and the politicians, they're yesterday's leaders. They have yesterday's power. It's you who are tomorrow's leaders. You have tomorrow's power, and we should all be quaking in our boots over what you're going to accomplish. So I'm not going to ask you today to dream big for yourselves. I'm dreaming big for you. I'm dreaming big about you. And if there ever comes a day, whether it's tomorrow or 10 years from now, when you doubt what you are capable of, I want you to come back to this moment right now. Like Patricia said, this moment in the present. And remember how your friends, your families, your teachers, they looked at you with all the confidence in the world that you weren't just going to dream big things, you were going to do big things. I'm really excited. Congratulations, class of 2020.
And I now call on Stefan Selim, our chairperson of our Board of Governors, to come forward to thank Francis. Which one? This one. That's it. Same. Right.
Okay, good. Hello, everyone. I'm very honored to be here this morning. I also remember when I was not sitting here, I didn't come to John Abbott, but when I was in your place, it's a very long time ago, but you should be proud. You should be proud of yourself. When I listened to Francis' speech, I'm gonna go back to work and not be the same man. I learned a lot of things today about those three things, and I'll remember that. So thank you. If you have doubt, any doubt, because you'll have doubts in your career, when you'll work, one day you'll come to the office and it won't go as you thought it would go. Just think about Frances, her speech, and her 3 tips, and that'll help you, I promise. So, I welcome you. We have, John Abbott, a few gifts, one little gift for you. Thank you.
Thank you. And now I invite Teresa Bergello to come back up to introduce this year's valedictorian.
Hi again. So I get the pleasure of introducing our valedictorian. So this year's valedictorian is a graduate of the Arts, Literature, and Communication program. She's graduating with an overall average of 97.1. Amazing. Throughout her studies, she has demonstrated academic exceptionality in all of her courses. This morning, she'll be receiving the Arts, Literature, and Communication Outstanding Achievement Award, the Media Option Award. She's always been interested in diverse areas of study: science, arts, math, particularly physics and algebra, English literature and creative writing, history, and pursued them all equally until forced to choose between them. She's registered as an illustrator at the National Library and Archives of Quebec and illustrated a book of poems by a Quebecois writer. While at John Abbott, she was the editor for The Locust, Spanish tutor, and photographer for a school event. Last summer, she was a mixed media arts instructor for children, where she came up with lesson plans and taught them. And every Monday, she frequents a square dancing club where she's the youngest member by approximately 45 years, to spend time with her grandfather. In June, she graduated from the 3rd level in that dancing club. In the fall, she will be attending Concordia University, pursuing a major in studio arts and a minor in creative writing. She's planning on submitting her writing to magazines, journals, with guidance from her creative writing professors. I now invite the 2024 valedictorian, Amy Doyle, to address the graduates.
Good morning, faculty, families, friends, and above all, fellow graduates, whom I now address. My goal today is not to tell you what to do from here on out, nor to recite the dozens of quotes I pulled from Pinterest, although that was a close plan B if this didn't work out. My goal is to bridge the next few years with the last ones. I want to start with a visit we received in one of my courses this year by a guest speaker who told us that in her culture, in Ganawage, there are only 2 divine rules: to be happy and to be grateful. I believe that we can all be grateful that here we were given the opportunity to meet people like her and people like the ones sitting around us at this very moment. We can be grateful for the beautiful brickwork throughout the building. We can be grateful for the professors that imparted their knowledge to us. We can be grateful that there are hundreds of people here today who, for the past few years, have walked the same hallways as us, and that even after today, the walls will still teem with our words and bear the marks of our presence here, whether in the form of melodic and emotive poetry or of a not-so-classy drawing. The bathrooms certainly hold their fair share of both. Today, we have each other to share in our celebration and in our gratitude, if not only for the fact that we have all made it to this moment. The guest speaker told us that people often don't get to the point of being grateful because being happy is already so hard. I meant to tell you to dream big. Now, I ask you, what goal could be bigger, could be more gratifying, more enviable than being happy? Whether that means your own business, paint in your hair and on your clothes from long hours at a studio, paperwork, scrubs, a suit and tie, a prescription for blue light glasses because of computer work, or doing so much math you dream in equations. This happiness will be different to everyone, but similar in the sense that we have to look for it, which I know is a challenge in itself. Speaking of, I would like to address a lifelong challenge of my own. Speaking. Ironic, I know. In class, I was never typically one to speak up for fear of being noticed, of being heard, and especially of being wrong. A professor would ask a question, hands would shoot up like fireworks on the 4th, and mine would be practically falling asleep from lack of use. It is something I continue to face, although I admit I never thought it would be this head-on. What has changed is my perspective. We only get one shot to be young, to grow up, to answer those questions that sometimes we have the right answer to, and at other times don't. So why not make a little noise while we're at it? As I'm slowly learning, being heard really isn't so terrible after all. To go your whole life in silence is to miss the opportunity to change minds. I know I have changed mine. The future is equally meant to be a topic I address today. As I'm sure, like many of you, as I grew up, I am someone who rotated through dream careers like they were on a tasting menu. First, it was a veterinarian, then an astronaut, then it was an actor, and now's a good time to thank my parents for everything, but especially for coming to all those boring high school plays. Thank you. So, even now, I am really not sure where my future leads. I graduated high school in physics, chemistry, and advanced math, and, against everyone's advice and wishes, entered an art program. What I do know is that I will decide its path, and I implore you to do the same. Though they mean well, your parents or professors can't define the steps you take from here, nor can your friends, nor can Google. No, really, I have tried. You make your own future, but you don't have to make it now. In the coming years, you are allowed to mess up and to backtrack and to change your mind. As we've discussed, the risk of getting it wrong takes a back seat to the risk of not taking any risks at all. Whether you switch your major 4 times or pursue the career you decided on when you were 8, time spent learning will never be wasted. As long as this trek stays truly yours and you make the effort to keep to it, you will get where you need to go. And on your way, I ask everyone here to remember these 2 rules: happiness and gratitude, and to make a little noise while you're at it. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. And now I call Terry back to announce the recipient of our first academic award.
So again, I'm very honored to be the one to announce another winner. This one, the winner of the Governor General's Award. Long recognized as a symbol of scholastic achievement in Canada, the Governor General's Medal is granted by the Governor General of Canada. This academic medal is given every year at convocation to the student in the graduating class who has achieved the highest overall academic results. The recipient is an outstanding graduate in the science program with an overall average of 99.63%. That's certainly a wow. He is quiet, but he is intensely curious about everything, and he has a great sense of humor. He is someone for whom learning is a joy, even when a trigonometric identity unexpectedly appears in physics class. I would like to call upon the Director General, Mr. John Halpin, to present the Governor General's Academic Medal to an outstanding scholar at the top of his graduating class, Thomas Smith. I'm sorry, apparently he is not present, so in his absence, we will hold on to the award for him, so congratulations to Thomas.
All right. And next, I'm going to invite our Director of Student Services, Dennis Wade, to come forward to announce the recipient of our second academic award.
Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. I'm going to take a little piece of Francis's speech. I'm a little mad. You know why? Because you didn't really give me a good hand of applause. Come on, let's do it again. That's better, that's better. And at the end, when you find out who the student is for the Outstanding Achievement Award, I want you to make sure you give her a very big applause also. While it is understood that the main objective of John Abbott College is the pursuit of academic excellence, the college is also committed to fostering a healthy balance between the academic and extracurricular life of students. It is in this spirit that we now present the Outstanding Achievement Award, which is the highest recognition given by the college at convocation. This award recognizes the successful combination of high academic achievement and productive involvement in student life. This year's recipient has been extremely successful in both areas. This student was in the Arts and Science program who became heavily involved in many areas of student life, such as this student was the chargé d'affaires for Jackman. Jackman is the Model United Nations Club of John Abbott College and handled most of the interactions with the other schools for their conference. One of the leaders of the Space Clubs who volunteered for 8 public events. She was also one of the lead organizers for the highly successful solar eclipse event here on campus. This student was also a tutor in the Centre d'aide en français, a note taker for the Access Center, a team member of the science festival Eureka. And to top it all off, she was also the recipient of a John Abbott College Outstanding Service and Leadership Award. This student has done all of this while balancing the academic demands of the Arts and Science program. This implication in extracurricular activities has helped enhance their leadership skills, their communication skills, time management, and organizational skills. In the fall, this student has been admitted and will be attending McGill University in the law program. Beyond all of this significant involvement in student and campus life, the recipient of this award has achieved an overall average of 94.23%. Not bad. I would now like to invite the Director General of the college, Mr. John Halpin, to present the Outstanding Achievement Award to a truly outstanding student, Evelyn Liu. Thank you.
And now I invite our Director General, John Halpin, and our Academic Dean, Tracy Brigella, to come forward to present the diplomas to the graduates. Graduates will receive a black spruce sapling to recognize their accomplishments at John Abbott College and the opportunities that lay ahead.
Presenting your graduates for the double-deck Science and Social Science program. Evelyn Casey. Sophia Castellana.
Sophia receives the Outstanding Academic Achievement in Psychology Courses Award.
Hannah Demers Batty. Melissa Enright. Arabelle Lafont. Zachary Lord.
Zachary receives the Outstanding Achievement Award for History.
Clara Tomiuk. Koi Tran. And these were your graduates for the double-deck Science and Social Science program. Now presenting your graduates for the Honors Science program. Chantal Aubé. Daniela Baichi. Alicia Birla. Anastasia Bertovi.
Anastasia receives the Environmental Studies Certificate.
Alice Caron-Foisy. Mauricio Fino.
Mauricio graduates with distinction in chemistry.
Charles Garofalo.
Charles receives the Mathematics Award.
Matt Greenstein. Artemis Kodayari. Anjali Kovac. Matthew Morelli.
Matthew receives both the Biology and the Chemistry Academic Achievement Award.
Raihan Shen.
Royhan receives the Biology Academic Achievement Award, the Dr. Natalie Schaefer Academic Excellence Award for Chemistry, the Academic Chemistry Contest Silver Medal, the Academic Excellence Award for the Honors Science Program, and is the Science Program Award winner.
Deen Dayal Singh.
Dean Dayal receives the Biology Academic Achievement Award.
Benjamin Stewart. Chiara Tomasini. Cassandra Tugi. Yanni Vunasis.
Yanni receives the Chemistry Academic Achievement Award, the English Department Award for Best Essay, Outstanding Achievement in German Language and Culture, and Outstanding Achievement in Physical Science Awards.
William Sieu. Jade Yakub Hana.
Jade receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate.
And those were your graduates for the Honors Science Program. Now presenting your graduates for the Science Program. Orman Abdullahian Sohi. Alma Abudib. Francesca Abreu Rodriguez.
Francesca receives the Environmental Studies Certificate.
William Adoranti. Zachary James Araujo. Leah Ben-Shamal. Abderrahman Ben Sassinur. Ashley Blondeau. Coralie Budson. Matthew Brassard. Hallie Kudalig. Alexandre Cadieux. Anda Capota. Iman Majid Chaudhry. Maya Shinoy. Emily Cootley. Madeline Coyne. Evan De La Rua. Tinsin Dong.
Tintin receives both the Biology and the Chemistry Academic Achievement Awards.
Maya Espiritu. Ellis Frigi. Kathy Rao Fu. Amber Gargle. Alessia Garcia. Sayed Efran Ghaffari. Olivia May Giguère. David Alejandro Gomez Willigs. Amy Gosselin. Jaden Green. Olivier Grégoire. Matthew Gress. Marina Griss. Michael Ha. Ella Hamby. Isabel Jacqueline Hager. Lojin Helkani.
Logan graduates with a distinction in chemistry.
Fabian David Herrera Pena. Sidali Oluwafem Unbaji. Z Hu. Lorena Huminick. Daniel Jaramillo Rinson. Kieran Joost. Claudia Maria Gerardo Serrano. Xingping Kang. Tamir Kegilis. Dara Kiley. Maria Klinsky. Jenna Kowalski.
Jenna receives the Outstanding Achievement in Physical Education Award.
Javid Langlois. Christiana Lee. Juliette Léger.
Juliet receives the Outstanding Achievement in Physical Education Award and the Environmental Studies Certificate.
Ashton Levine. Jeffrey Liang. Florence Livingston. Miko John Losloso. Michael Lithgow. Joyanne Ma.
Joanne receives the Environmental Studies Certificate.
Aiko Major. Arshita Malik. Amanda Mata. Samantha McKay.
Samantha receives the J. Colin Robertson Academic Excellence Award, graduating with distinction in chemistry.
Jessica Mikalski. Sarah Mikalski. Adam Miller. Zoe Morin. Sarah Morissette. Youssef Mustafa. Kenneth Nassis. Maya Novolker. Nahid Norozi.
Nadine receives the French Prix d'Excellence and the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate.
Ariane Camille Paja. Emily Parker. Vraj Patel. Rusha Prasad. Olivia Petrovic. Christian Pompa. Marjorie Prou. Marianne Carol Ramos. Carla Resk.
Carla receives the Outstanding Achievement Award in Humanities and the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate.
Konstantinos Rodusakis. Maria Jose Rubio Cifuentes. Maria Rudak. Emma Saba. Shobit Saberwal. Alexa Saida. Daniel Sedrak. Maria Selioniatakis. Samathar Senso.
Samthar receives the English Department Stewardship Award.
Julian Sevilla. Ana Luisa Souza. Zoe Stefan.
Zoe receives the Environmental Studies Certificate.
Chanel Saint-Yves.
Chanel receives the Biology Academic Achievement Award.
Muntaga Sea. Aaron Tanchinko. Dhruv Tandon. Niruta Taventhiran. Emma Towers. Melanie Tatas. Catherine Turak. Caitlin Tyndall. Evaline Tyson. David Van Hoot. Allison Susan Vincent. Fernando Viramontes Alanis. Ivy Wong. Uliana Yermukova. Miriam Youssef. Zihan Yuen. Alexander Zdunek. Renbo Zheng. Kevin Zhang. Yanrang Zhang. And these were your graduates for the science program. Up next, we have your graduates for the Honors Social Science program. Alexa Bowers.
Alexa receives the Outstanding Achievement Award in Religion, the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate, and the Women's Studies and Gender Relations Certificate.
Yulia Daria Drojanu. Amelia Rose Ibanez.
Amelia receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate.
Maria Jarash. Hannah Mayera. Yana Parkimovich.
Yana receives the Outstanding Achievement Award in Political Science.
And those were your graduates for the Honors Social Science General Profile. Now presenting your graduates for the Honors Social Science Commerce Profile. Amelia Marcellus.
Amelia receives Honors Social Sciences Outstanding Achievement Program Award.
Maxime Rouleau.
Maxim receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate and the Women's Studies and Gender Relations Certificate.
Dylan Turnkiss Monroe. And those were your graduates for the Honors Social Science Commerce. Now presenting your graduates for Honors Social Science Psychology. Olga Calvache.
Olga receives the Environmental Studies Certificate, the Indigenous Studies Certificate, Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate, and the Women's Studies and Gender Relations Certificate.
Rachel Everett.
Rachel receives the Social Science Program Award and the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate.
Amrita Career. Giovanna Land Baxter. Amanda Romero. And those were your graduates for the Honors Social Science with Psychology program. Next, your graduates for Honors Social Science with Math. Tyler Holbis. Zarif Riaz. Salem Zaliki Sinisha. And those were your graduates for the Honors Social Science with Math program. Now presenting your graduates for the Social Science program. Maria Abu Sharbin.
Maria receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies certificate.
Caitlin Adamczyk. Louis-Philippe Baudouin. Matheson Bernard. Vanessa Bono. Erika Bourdon. Christelle Cayo.
Crystal receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies certificate.
Ciara Chase. Constadina Chantos. Patricia Huistek.
Patricia receives the Social Science Program Award and receives the Indigenous Studies Certificate, Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate, and the Women's Studies and Gender Relations Certificate.
Fantasy Koulibaly. Maya Coulombe. Alana Shane Chrysostomo. Zachary Ehrenreich. Noor El Korchi. Jade Ellis. Olivia Folietta. Karen Adjoa Fosu. Daphne Garbarino. Murray Gurgis.
Murray receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies certificate.
David Hamilton. Kathleen Hines. Madison Ingalls. Selena Codsey. Cassandra Lacoste. Marie Legout. Stephen Lindsay. Dylan Liss.
Dylan receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies certificate and the Women's Studies and Gender Relations certificate.
Jessica Marin. Arturo Josue Martinez Moreno. Shane Meadows. Melina Miller. Félix Molimar. Jonathan Harvey Pagador. Victoria Palladini.
Victoria receives the Indigenous Studies Certificate and the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate.
Vanessa Fan.
Vanessa receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate.
Anne Racine. Kellyanne Robichaud. Liam Russo. Anthony Ruvo. Sandy Salib. Giancarlo Scotto.
Giancarlo receives the Social Science International Studies Certificate.
Erica Sears. Sean Skelton. Natalie Snezhko.
Natalie receives the ISS Best Paper Honorable Mention, the certificates, Environmental Studies Certificate, Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate.
Jamie Summers. Nicole Suala. Mira Taylor. Gabrielle Thomas. Angelina Todzi. Nicolas Tremblay. Ethan Vine. Bethany Whitewick. And those were your graduates for the social science program. Now presenting your graduates for the social science commerce program. Mira Abdel Malak. Karine Abdel Messiah. Eva Afrashte. Ariba Ahmed.
Ariba receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate.
Deepta Angnu. Laura Ann Archambault.
Laura Ann receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate and the Women's Study and Gender Relations Certificate.
Luca Beaulieu. Emily Butler. Christopher Cairns. Kira Downing. Zachary Grégoire.
Zachary receives the Mathematics Award.
Oliver Henry. Victoria Ann Ibanez. Ryan Anthony Kiredian.
Ryan receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate.
Michaela Coons. Dimi Luchev. Salman Mahmood.
Salma receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies certificate.
Faraday Nabi. Juan Jose Neira Ospina. Shireen Pawa. Zeel Patel. Sasha Kenel. Jeremiah Roche. Divya Sitter. Liam Sokalski. Anjino Sandararaja. Islam Sushanlo. Justin Tran. Sarah Tromp. And those were your graduates for the Social Science Commerce program. Now presenting your graduates for the Social Science Psychology program. Anne Esther Asulin. Ixchel Castillo Rivera. Alex Cheglov. Marissa Cochin. Daniel Desmarais.
Danielle receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies certificate.
Jacob DeVito. Wianca Fernando. Victoria Frank. Valérie Gilio. Clara Ionescu. Shaklo Ismail Zadak. Trinity Jimenez. Zia Jonas. Angelica Calamat. Emily Kira.
Emily receives the Joan McKenzie Psychology Community Service Runner-Up Award.
Luca Lentini. Rachel Lynn. Alexandra Luna Canales. Ayushi Pandya. Cassandra Roy. Frédéric Texera Lucier.
Frederick receives the Joan McKenzie Psychology Community Service Award, the Indigenous Studies Certificate, and the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate.
Zoé Trépanier Ménère. Sienna Vandergast.
Sienna receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate.
Caitlin Wallace. Rebecca Zevnik. Pamela Zhang. And these were your graduates for the Social Science Psychology program. Now presenting your graduates for the Social Science with Math program. Jenna Cassidy.
Jenna receives the Environmental Studies Certificate.
Yunal Jayasakara. Savannah Lafont. Jasmine Mohammed. Kashvi Nair.
Kashri receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate.
Carissa Najeme. Liam Nifakis. Parnia Piruzfar. Daniel Postmus. Paul Prendergast. Ekaterina Rusetskaya.
Ekaterina receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate.
Jennifer Sobey. And these were your graduates for the Social Science with Math program. And now presenting your graduates for the Social Science with 2 Math program. Caitlin Dunwoody. Ariane Fortier.
Ariane receives the Women's Studies and Gender Relations Certificate.
Jackson Grace. Cameron Sears.
Cameron receives the Sports Studies Certificate.
And those were your graduates for the Social Science with 2 Math program. Now presenting your graduates for the Arts, Literature, and Communication program Multidisciplinary Profile. Safwan Al-Mamouk. Cassandra Arliss. Daphne Benoit Jaudoin. Justin Christodoulou. Angelica Sherbakova. Jacqueline Decombe. Will Flett. Carla Habashi. Akimi Horn Tuktu. Michaela Kira. Julia Lefebvre.
Julia receives the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate and the Women's Studies and Gender Relations Certificate.
Katerina Maxilo. Gabriela Andrechak. Alessia Pace. T. Sidoritis. Francesca Worrell. Brendan Worth. Noor Atef Sadiq Zaire. Ryan Joseph. And those were your graduates for the Arts, Literature, and Communication Program Multidisciplinary Profile. And now your graduates for the Arts, Literature, and Communication Program's Literature Profile. Adam Sixvashvili. Lara McCallum. Madeline Ramsey. Sarah Tolman. And those were your graduates for the Arts, Literature, and Communication Program Literature Profile. Up next, your graduates for the Arts, Literature, and Communication Program Media Profile. Avril Ars. Robert Chiria. Strike Dehio. Amy Doyle.
Amy receives the Arts, Literature, and Communications Outstanding Achievement Award for Media Option.
Anthony Gottardo. Angel Grondin Lumba. Santiago Jimenez. Kishani Krishnapillai. Tatum Lambert. Marcos Magales. Joyce Norbel. Oliver Jacques Phillips. Eden Presser. Ella Vasquez. Megan Willar. Allison Wallenick. And these were your graduates for the Arts, Literature, and Communication Program's Media Profile. Now presenting your graduate for the Arts, Literature, and Communication Program's Theater Profile, Brandeis Bilodeau. And your graduate for the Arts, Literature, and Communication Program's Languages Profile, Jade Lecuyer. Up next, your graduates for the Visual Arts Program, Emily Arsenault. Kiara Dane Bustillo. Aléa Ferland. Sky Miller. Irina Nosenko. Adrian Piedras Martinez. Nathan Terrio. Juchuan Zhao. And those were your graduates for the Visual Arts program. Okay, we missed one in sciences. So we have, for sciences, Logan Qureshi. Okay, back on track with arts and sciences graduates. Jillian Hayes. Tweevy La. Evelyn Liu.
Evelyn graduates with the Da Vinci Award for Excellence across the disciplines in arts and sciences and receives the Distinction Award in chemistry.
Noemi Claire Mveng Onana. Melina Ratnayaka. Christopher Swady. Saba Taylor Washer. Darren Akiz. Paula Atala. Abigail Dumas. Micah Marigot. Heliani Peroso. Ryan Rudolph. Christina Tsonev. And those were your graduates for the Arts and Sciences program. Now presenting your graduates for the Liberal Arts program. Vincent Desrosiers. Isabel Edie.
Isabel receives the Outstanding Contribution Award for the Liberal Arts Program, the Peace and Social Justice Studies Certificate, and the Women's Studies and Gender Relations Certificate.
Leah Gennaro. Emily Jurchuk.
Emily receives the Geography Award and Liberal Arts Outstanding Academic Achievement Award.
Sean Richard. Kieran Stronga. Gracianne Verghese. And one more time for all the 24 graduates, give yourselves a hand.
So on behalf of everyone present, I thank the Convocation Committee and the Registrar's Office staff. I'm going to remind you to please stay in place until the dais and the graduates have exited. The gym will remain open for a few minutes if you want to get pictures with the flowers, and outside it is gorgeous if you want to get more pictures. Don't take the flowers. And I invite everyone to the reception that is in the Agora. Graduates, if you have not already moved your tassel from the right to the left, you should do that because you have graduated. And with that, I declare the 48th convocation closed, and the students may throw their caps in the air if they like. Congratulations.